Most people think their lungs only matter when they feel short of breath. A cough, tightness in the chest, or difficulty climbing stairs, those are the moments people begin to worry. But what many don't realize is that lung changes often begin quietly, long before any noticeable symptoms appear. And sometimes the earliest shifts happen during the hours when the body is resting, not moving, not talking, just breathing. A man once shared that he used to wake up every morning feeling slightly heavy in his chest. Not pain, just a strange tightness that disappeared after moving around. He ignored it for years, assuming it was part of getting older. But over time, that morning heaviness became more noticeable, especially after nights when he felt unusually tired. What he didn't realize was that small circulation changes inside his lungs had likely been building slowly. The lungs are not just air containers. They're living filters, working every second to move oxygen into the blood and remove carbon dioxide from the body. During sleep, this process becomes even more important. The body depends entirely on smooth breathing and efficient oxygen exchange to repair tissues overnight. A woman once described feeling unusually tired after simple activities like walking short distances. She blamed stress at first. But after improving hydration and adding beet juice into her routine, she noticed her stamina gradually improved. That change surprised her because she never connected nutrition with breathing endurance. Another hidden factor affecting lung performance is inflammation. Environmental pollutants, dust, smoke, and even mild infections can irritate lung tissues. Over time, repeated irritation may cause the lungs to work harder just to maintain normal breathing. Beet juice contains antioxidants that have been studied for their potential role in reducing oxidative stress. This matters because oxidative stress may contribute to inflammation within lung tissues. Supporting the body's natural defense systems may help maintain smoother breathing patterns. One mistake many people make is assuming lung health only matters for smokers or athletes. In reality, every person depends on lung efficiency, whether sitting, walking, or sleeping. Even mild reductions in oxygen exchange may affect energy levels without obvious warning signs. And this leads to an important question. What actually happens inside your lungs during the night when breathing slows and the body begins repairing itself? In the next part, we will explore how beet juice may influence nighttime oxygen exchange and why morning fatigue sometimes reveals hidden lung changes. Inside your lungs, something remarkable happens every single night, whether you notice it or not. As your body begins to relax and breathing slows, oxygen exchange becomes more dependent on the condition of tiny blood vessels surrounding the air sacs. If those vessels are narrow or stiff, oxygen delivery becomes slightly less efficient. This does not always create immediate symptoms, but over time, it may lead to subtle morning fatigue or reduced stamina during daily activities. A man once shared that he woke up every morning feeling unusually tired, even after sleeping for what seemed like a full night. He blamed stress and long work hours, never imagining that his breathing efficiency at night could play a role. After adjusting his evening hydration and adding nitrate-rich foods like beet juice into his routine, he noticed gradual improvement in his morning energy levels. The change didn't happen overnight, but it became noticeable enough that he began paying closer attention to his nighttime habits. The lungs depend on millions of microscopic air sacs known as alveoli. These tiny structures are surrounded by extremely fine blood vessels that carry oxygen into circulation. When these vessels function smoothly, oxygen flows easily into the bloodstream. But when circulation slows or becomes restricted, even slightly, oxygen transfer may become less efficient. That small inefficiency can affect how refreshed a person feels upon waking. Beet juice contains natural nitrates that the body converts into nitric oxide. This compound is known for supporting blood vessel relaxation. When vessels relax, blood moves more freely, making it easier for oxygen to reach tissues throughout the body. This process is particularly important during sleep, when the body focuses on repair rather than physical activity. Many people assume that fatigue is caused only by poor sleep duration. However, sleep quality depends not only on how long a person sleeps, but also on how efficiently oxygen circulates during the night. If oxygen delivery is slightly reduced, the body may struggle to complete repair processes that normally occur during deep sleep cycles. Another factor that influences oxygen delivery is breathing posture. Individuals who sleep flat on their backs may sometimes experience slightly reduced lung expansion, especially if congestion or airway irritation is present. This does not always produce noticeable symptoms, but it may affect nighttime breathing efficiency. Environmental conditions also matter. Dust exposure, indoor pollutants, and poor ventilation may influence lung comfort during sleep. Over time, repeated exposure to irritants may increase the workload placed on the lungs. Hydration plays a quiet but important role in this process. Adequate fluid intake helps maintain the thin mucus lining inside the airways. This lining supports smooth airflow and reduces irritation during breathing. People often ignore small warning signs such as shallow breathing, frequent waking, or unexplained fatigue. These signals may indicate that the lungs are working harder than expected during rest. And this leads us to another important question. What happens when the lungs struggle to remove waste gases effectively during the night? In the next part, we will explore how carbon dioxide removal influences morning comfort and breathing quality. Inside the lungs, oxygen exchange is only half of the story. The other half involves removing carbon dioxide, a waste gas produced by every cell in your body. During the night, this removal process becomes especially important because breathing slows naturally. If carbon dioxide builds up even slightly, it may create feelings of heaviness, headaches, or fatigue the following morning without obvious warning signs. A woman once described waking up most mornings with a dull pressure behind her eyes. She assumed dehydration or poor sleep was to blame. But over time, she noticed the discomfort was worse on nights when she felt congested or unusually tired before bed. After improving hydration habits and introducing nutrient-rich foods into her routine, including beet-based drinks, she gradually noticed fewer morning headaches and improved clarity throughout the day. The lungs rely on steady airflow and smooth circulation to remove carbon dioxide efficiently. When circulation becomes sluggish, waste gases may linger slightly longer in the bloodstream. This does not always cause immediate symptoms, but over months or years, it may influence how refreshed a person feels each morning. Beet juice has been studied for its potential role in supporting circulation through nitrate conversion into nitric oxide. This compound helps relax blood vessels, making it easier for blood to travel through narrow pathways. Improved circulation may support smoother gas exchange between the lungs and the bloodstream. Many individuals underestimate the importance of waste removal during sleep. Oxygen delivery receives most of the attention, but carbon dioxide removal is equally critical for maintaining comfort and clarity upon waking. When removal slows, even slightly, subtle symptoms may appear. Poor ventilation inside bedrooms may also contribute to reduced breathing comfort. Stale air, excessive humidity, or poor airflow may influence nighttime lung function more than most people realize. Breathing patterns also change during stress. Even while asleep, stress hormones may cause shallow breathing, reducing the depth of airflow reaching the lungs. Gentle breathing exercises before bedtime may help relax airway muscles and encourage deeper breathing patterns. Consistent sleep schedules also support stable respiratory rhythms, allowing the lungs to operate more efficiently. And this leads to another hidden process that many people overlook: inflammation inside lung tissues, and how it slowly affects breathing comfort over time. Inflammation inside the lungs rarely begins with dramatic symptoms. In most cases, it develops quietly through repeated exposure to dust, smoke, pollution, or mild infections. Many people assume their lungs are functioning normally because they are not coughing or wheezing. But subtle inflammation may still be present, affecting airflow without obvious warning. A retired office worker once noticed that she occasionally cleared her throat during the night. She dismissed it as dry air or seasonal allergies. But over time, she began waking more frequently and feeling less refreshed in the morning. After adjusting her hydration and nutrition routines, she noticed fewer interruptions and smoother breathing patterns. Inflammation can cause narrowing of small airways, making it slightly harder for air to pass through. Even minor narrowing may reduce oxygen flow during deep sleep. Beet juice contains plant-based antioxidants that may support the body's natural defenses against oxidative stress. Oxidative stress plays a role in inflammation, particularly when the body is exposed to environmental irritants. Even mild airway irritation may increase the effort required to breathe during sleep. Frequent throat clearing may be one of the earliest signs of airway discomfort. Sleeping in dusty environments increases the strain placed on lung tissues. Balanced nutrition supports immune responses that protect lung surfaces. Reducing exposure to pollutants helps maintain long-term lung comfort. Maintaining clean sleeping environments supports smoother breathing cycles. And this leads us to how nighttime lung function influences morning energy and stamina. Morning energy often depends on how efficiently the lungs function overnight. Many people believe fatigue is linked only to poor sleep duration, but oxygen delivery plays an equally important role. If oxygen levels fluctuate during sleep, the body may struggle to complete repair processes needed for daily energy. A delivery driver once mentioned that he felt unusually tired each morning, even though he slept for 7 hours every night. He blamed his workload and daily stress. But after improving hydration habits and including nitrate-rich foods like beet juice in his routine, he began noticing gradual improvement in his morning alertness. Energy production inside the body depends heavily on oxygen supply. Every cell relies on oxygen to produce the energy required for movement, thinking, and recovery. Healthy lungs support steady oxygen movement throughout the night. Beet juice has been associated with improved endurance in some individuals due to its nitrate content. Reduced oxygen delivery may lead to slower recovery from daily activities. Nighttime breathing interruptions may lower energy restoration. Regular routines support consistent oxygen flow. Moderate evening meals support comfortable breathing patterns. Sleeping posture influences lung expansion during rest. And this leads to another critical factor: how blood circulation supports lung function. One factor many people never consider is how blood thickness affects the lungs. The lungs depend on smooth blood flow to transport oxygen into circulation. If blood becomes thicker due to dehydration or poor habits, circulation may slow slightly. When circulation slows, oxygen transfer becomes less efficient, even if breathing feels normal. Over time, this small change may affect stamina and overall comfort. A woman once described feeling short of breath during simple tasks like climbing stairs. She assumed it was just aging catching up with her. But after improving hydration habits and including foods that support circulation, she began noticing gradual improvement. The difference was subtle at first, but it became noticeable enough that daily activities started feeling easier again. Hydration supports healthy blood flow through lung vessels, allowing oxygen to travel efficiently. This smooth movement is especially vital during sleep, when your body is resting. Beet juice boosts nitrate availability, improving circulation and widening blood vessels. This allows oxygen to travel more freely throughout your system. Conversely, dehydration increases circulatory strain and reduces oxygen delivery. Enjoying warm fluids in the evening can support airway comfort and hydration balance. Daily physical movement supports stronger lung performance. Stable hydration routines support efficient oxygen exchange. Monitoring fluid intake helps prevent morning fatigue. And this leads us to another powerful connection: the relationship between lung function and heart performance. The lungs and heart work as a team. Every breath taken into the lungs sends oxygen into the bloodstream. The heart then pumps that oxygen to the rest of the body. When lung efficiency improves, the heart experiences less strain. But when lung function declines, even slightly, the heart may need to work harder to maintain circulation. A middle-aged man once noticed mild tightness in his chest after walking short distances. He initially assumed it was simple fatigue. However, after adjusting hydration and nutrition habits, he noticed gradual improvement in his breathing and endurance. The change helped him realize how closely lung function and heart health are connected. Efficient lung function supports steady heart rhythm and circulation. Balanced oxygen delivery reduces unnecessary heart strain. Beet juice supports vessel relaxation, which may support circulation between lungs and heart. Poor circulation increases the workload placed on the heart. Nighttime breathing patterns influence heart recovery. Regular physical activity strengthens lung-heart coordination. Consistent sleep supports cardiovascular stability. Balanced nutrition supports oxygen distribution. And this leads us to how lung health affects long-term stamina and endurance. Endurance is not only about muscles, it begins in the lungs. The lungs supply oxygen needed for every movement in the body. If oxygen delivery improves, stamina may improve as well. If oxygen delivery declines, fatigue may appear earlier than expected. A woman who enjoyed daily walks once noticed she became tired sooner than usual. She initially blamed aging, but after improving her evening habits and supporting circulation through diet adjustments, she began noticing improved stamina during her walks. Healthy lungs support longer periods of physical activity. Oxygen efficiency supports muscle performance and recovery. Beet juice has been explored for its potential endurance-supporting properties. Reduced lung efficiency may cause early fatigue during movement. Nighttime breathing supports daytime strength and stamina. Balanced daily routines support lung stability. Fresh air exposure supports oxygen availability. Daily breathing exercises support lung strength. And this leads to one of the most important nighttime processes, lung repair. Repair inside the lungs happens mostly during sleep. While the body rests, damaged cells begin healing and irritated tissues start recovering. This process depends heavily on oxygen availability and circulation. If oxygen delivery is reduced, repair may take longer and symptoms may appear gradually over time. A mechanic once reported that he coughed frequently after long workdays. He assumed it was caused by dust exposure. But after improving hydration and adjusting his nighttime habits, he noticed fewer coughing episodes and improved breathing comfort. Repair depends on steady oxygen delivery. Healthy circulation supports tissue healing. Balanced nutrition supports immune defense inside lung tissues. Hydration supports mucus balance, allowing smooth airflow. Reducing environmental irritants protects lung tissue from damage. Regular sleep supports repair cycles within lung cells. Deep breathing supports lung expansion. Gentle activity supports tissue recovery. And now we reach the final part, where everything comes together into simple habits that make the biggest difference. By now, it becomes clear that lung health is not built in a single day. It is shaped by daily habits, especially those practiced before sleep. Every breath taken during the night supports repair, oxygen balance, and energy restoration. The lungs continue working even when the body is completely still. Beet juice is not a miracle solution, but its natural compounds may support circulation when combined with healthy routines. Small actions repeated consistently often create the greatest long-term improvements. Think about the patterns discussed: oxygen exchange, circulation, inflammation control, and tissue repair. These processes happen silently, without warning signs, until changes become noticeable. Many people wait until breathing becomes difficult before taking action. But prevention begins long before discomfort appears. Supporting lung health early may reduce the risk of fatigue, breathlessness, and reduced stamina later in life. Your lungs never truly rest. Even while you sleep, they continue working to keep your body alive and functioning. Supporting them overnight supports your entire system: heart, brain, muscles, and immune function. Now, think carefully. Have you ever woken up feeling tired even after what seemed like enough sleep? That feeling may not always be about sleep duration. Sometimes it reflects how well your lungs work through the night. Tell me in the comments if you have ever experienced morning fatigue or breath heaviness. Your experience may help someone else recognize early warning signs. If this video helped you understand how your lungs function overnight, share it with someone you care about. One simple share could help someone protect their breathing before symptoms appear. And if you want to keep learning how natural foods affect your organs, lungs, heart, blood, kidneys, and more, make sure you subscribe, because the next video may reveal something your body has been quietly trying to tell you.